Just chilling, yo. You got something to say or something to ask? Let's do it. Just chilling. Christ. Come on, you. Nah, this was, All right, Man Bat asked me about back issues. The only back issue I have gotten is this. I joined the Albatross Funny Books Patreon page, and they sent this to the members. So this was very cool. I fucking love Eric Powell's artwork. So this was very cool. Excuse me, burping. Yeah, Man Bat, and I love Goon too. Thank you for checking in. I appreciate it. Love me some girl. Yeah. Goon is good, man. You'll dig it. It can be not awesome, but when it's good, it's awesome. So yeah. Comics on the Mind. Comics on the Mind. Confirm your name for me. It's Kirk, right? I'm embarrassed to say that. It's Kirk, right? Kirk. K-R-I-K. I need to do beard notes with Comic on the Mind. He does a natural cheek line, much like mine. Yeah, Kirk. And well, I don't know. I have a few more months before I can get to the beard awesomeness that Comics on the Mind has. It's all good, Kirk. Yeah. But I mean, that's all it's been for me, y'all. I'm just chilling, hanging out, watching some YouTube streams, and okay, I'm Picard too. I'm not much of a Star Trek guy, but Star Trek is cool. Wrath of Khan, I love that. Yeah. You're talking about the beard. I do a weekly thing called Comics and Beer, and I think it would be fun to do a comics and beard podcast. That would be fun. We got Kirk, Comics on the Mind. We got me, Comic Man Andy. Who else has a big beard? I know of a dude called Bearded Comic Bro. That's 4. I got a bro, Nick Hart, who takes great pride in his beard. I don't know. It could be fun. A bearded comics bro. And I mean, I'm not talking about like, your 8-week or your 4. I mean, come on now. You got to have a beard to be on a comics and beard. But yeah, we'll see, Kirk. We'll see. It'd be something fun to put together. But hey, Kirk, how often do you get your beard trimmed? How often? Okay, the mastodon. I know it's kind of weird. I have not shaved since January, and I am. It's like you're getting really really long strands. Last year I grew a really long beard, so yeah. But I had to get trims like every 3 months. So yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, just in general, Kirk, how often you get beard trims? Because I mean, your beard's pretty awesome, man. I'm just hoping to get to that point where like I'm gonna have to get a beard trim like once or twice a year, and it seems you have to do some growing to get to that point. I just need to get my own trimmers. Honestly, I hate trimming my own shit. I've done that. Don't like it. Don't like it. I hate having a mustache and like trimming this shit. It's a pain. Yeah. It's just like beard trim, mustache therapy with D. Pierce's comics and comics on the mind. Oh, okay. Okay. Yeah. I just got some beard butter and it's been fantastic as far as like making shit manageable. Yeah. I'm surprised. I'm surprised you trim your own shit comics on the mind because your beard looks awesome, man. Um, really, this has only been since January, which is a junior beard at best. Last year, I went from like October to March. Yeah, and yeah, I had some badass shit going on. Yeah, but also like whether you're using the beard oil or the God, what is it called? The balm or the beard butter. It helps out with your experience. Beard oil like kind of sucked for me. I didn't really like. I mean, beard oil works. I mean, it conditions your beard. It conditions your skin, but it's oily, and you have like shit all over. Beard butter, I really like. It's just like face conditioning for your beard, and the balm seems to really work too because I don't know. A lot of this is like the shape of your beard, like you know, you got to get the shape right, whatever. Nah, Kirk, your beard looks awesome, man. It really does. When you have a lighter colored beard like mine, like Santa Claus beard, whatever, it like any lack of symmetry, it's exposed. So yeah. But that's a fun idea for a podcast. Comics and beard. You heard it here first. But how about you, Kirk? How long you been growing your beard? Kirk, there's this guy. He on Instagram. He calls himself Chief Whitebeard. He's a black guy, but 4 years. Okay. So you've never shaved it, or you're just trimming it, or whatever. But he calls himself Chief Whitebeard. He's a black guy, but I mean, his beard is like, it's very cool. Like just like long strands from his cheek line, and right, it's like, I mean, it's just very cool. Chief Longbeard on Instagram. Yeah. Yeah. I mean, Kurt. I mean, you got a cool beard, man. I don't like that too. You seem to keep the natural cheek line, which is what I'm trying to do. And whenever you go to the barbershop, they're like trying to like, I'm no. Beard goals, whatever. Yeah, beard goals. Yeah. Heard that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hey, Bearded Comic Bro, are you there, bro? Are you there? Jump on if you want to, bro. Bearded Comic Bro. Bearded Comic Bro, are you in Columbus? Are you? Columbus, Ohio? Maybe? But yeah. Oh my God, bro. I'm in Columbus too. Shit. But oh shit, Gahanna. My wife owns the edible arrangements in Gahanna, Hunters Ridge. So yeah. Jump on the chat if you want. No pressure, but yeah. It'd be fun to do a bearded comics and beard. I do a comics and beer podcast every week, but Comics and Beard, that would be fun. But y'all let me know what you think. Kirk, Comics on the Mind. He's got an incredible beard. And my shit's starting to get there. Starting to. Tell me what's up with you, Bearded Comic Bro. Cool. Jump on if you want. No pressure. No problem if you don't want to. Kirk, you still out there? Comics on the Mind. Oh, cool. Crazy Comics, Gehenna. Yeah. I've been there. I had no idea he was doing YouTube stuff. So, I had no idea. Yeah, Kirk. We're working on the Comics and Beard podcast. Bearded Comic Bro, is it still going on? Okay, Facebook Live. All right. Bearded Comic Bro, we are local. Me and you. I mean, we're basically Columbus, Ohio, bros. I suspected this, but I don't know. Let's hang out or something. At some point. I do think the Comics and Beard thing could be fun. I do. Man, I'm liking how. Yeah. So. Man, Kirk, I'm bummed out. I have not been. We've been going through the same thing. I've read your Instagram stories. I've read your Instagram story. Read a comic, bro. I delete you. Not me to. Backstage. What's up, man?
What's going on, brother?
Columbus, Ohio, man.
You know it.
What's up, man?
Not much, buddy.
Brother? Columbus, Ohio. Give me a second here.
Yep. I'm going to fix my lighting a little bit.
Well, Gahanna, Ohio. And,
Yeah.
So what you been up to tonight, brother?
Man, like I said, I just hopped on. I was watching Crazy Comics live video on Facebook a little bit, talking with Alan about everything going on in comic industries with them. So, but besides that, got the kids down to bed early tonight, so we've just been kind of trying to unwind.
Crazy Comic Store is very cool. Have they even been open a year yet?
So they opened up last 2 Octobers ago. So they are about a year and a half now. And they are actually the reason I got back into the comic game. They had an article, Columbus Dispatch or something had it. And I was like, I should go check out the comic book store locally. And I got hooked again.
They are a great store. You live in Gahanna?
Yep.
How often get your beard trimmed?
Man, I'm in quarantine beard mode right now, so I haven't trimmed up much at all, but usually I'm trimming every week.
Yeah. I follow you on IG, and I mean, your beard doesn't seem as long as it is now,
Right.
and like I have not shaved since like January.
This is literally since we've been locked down. I've kind of like I'm not shaving until then, so I let it get a little buck wild a while back, and then I trimmed it up, and now I'm like, let's see what happens.
Yeah. I mean, I have a picture of me with like last year, like last March. I had like a 6 month. I just left the barber, and it looked so fucking cool. I mean, it was so sculpted. But I don't know. With some product, it helps. Whatever.
Yep.
I don't know. I'm getting attached to it again, so we'll see what we can get into. But I mean, your beard looks good, man.
I appreciate it. What are you drinking tonight?
Just generic Modelo beer.
Oh, no worries.
Yeah. So, are you missing comic books?
Man, yes and no. And I only say that of it is being in quarantine has flipped the script a little bit for me, which is it's been forcing me. I've never really done a lot of eBay shopping. And so it has been forcing me into looking for some Silver Age books that I haven't been getting for a long time because I've just been spending all my money on all the new books coming out. So it's kind of like I've been taking my weekly new comic book day budget and just putting that into some older books that I haven't attempted. So yeah, I mean, I'm absolutely miss new, but I'm getting a lot of new stuff still to me.
So do you miss new comics?
Yes, I do.
I totally do too.
I do too. I almost, because I feel like you can always read a new comic no matter what, no matter how long you've been in the game. But what I miss is I miss going to the store, doing the flip throughs. Like that's what I miss. I miss that, touching the comics, looking through, trying to find those deals where I'm like everyone's online trying to find them.
Yeah. You're speaking to me. I mean, I just dig that. I work in downtown Columbus, Ohio. Yep. There is a comic book store, Heroes and Games.
Yep.
And I go down there on my break at 10 o'clock.
I love Heroes. I was at I went to the midnight premiere or midnight release of Wolverine 1 that Crazy Comics did, and he had the Wolverine party variant store incentive comic and stuff. And we were talking about, I was like, man, that's crazy. 2 days later, I went to Heroes and Games and they had it just sitting on their shelf for face value. And I was like, what?
Yeah.
But man, they have good price books if you're looking for those back issues.
They're great people.
Yeah.
They give you 20% off of cover price with bags and boards.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, I don't think I've found a shop in Columbus that I haven't really liked too much.
As in, you like them all, right?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like most of them are doing. I go to different ones for different things. I feel like I know what I'm looking for.
Yeah. Laughing Ogre is right by my house. I live on the road, so and they order everything.
Right.
That used to be my LCS, but I got a better deal over at Heroes and Games.
Yeah.
But Laughing Ogre is an incredible store. They order everything from previews, so you don't have to worry about Marvelous Adventures of TNG. How are you? I mean, so there's that.
Well, that's the thing with them. I'll hit up Crazy Comics, and if I find a book that, because it's right next door to me, practically 10 minutes down the road, if I see a book that they don't have, because they're still fresh, so they don't get every single book like Laughing Ogre, then I'll just run over to Laughing Ogre, take a 15-minute drive, and get one of the indie books or something that Crazy might not have.
Yeah. And I actually feel bad for shops like Crazy because, fuck, man, it's competitive in Columbus.
It is.
You have Games, which gives you 20% off.
Yep.
With bags and boards. Laughing Ogre, 10% off, who orders everything.
Yep.
Pack Rat Comics.
Yeah, man, Pack Rat, you go to that basement, you can. That's a just digger's paradise.
Yep.
You got Comic Town.
Comic Town's amazing. I like them better when they're on Morse Road, but
I didn't get to go to the Morse Road location, so I've only been to 23. But I love watching their preview video that Ryan and Victor put out every Wednesday morning.
Yeah, Vic Dandridge, he's an awesome guy.
And World's Greatest Comics, man, ever since they kind of switched over to their new store, they've been able to expand a lot more, which has been great.
And again, that's half a dozen, if not 7 or 8 awesome comic book stores in Columbus, Ohio. So,
yeah, I think we've named the only thing. I think the only other one is Skylark out in Grove City. Oh, and then there's Capital City in Reynoldsburg.
Capital City, I've been there before too. Yeah.
And when they moved, I like their space that they've moved over to the new store too. They've been able to expand.
So I mean, it's fucking crazy. Do you want to open up a comic store in Columbus, Ohio?
Right. It's made it nice for like when I want to go hunt for some stuff. I will say that, because you have 6 or 7 pretty solid stores that you can choose from.
Are you a reader? Do you read stuff and sell it?
So anything I get new, I read that week basically. And now I'm backtracking. So I got into comics. I mean, I was in the comics when I was a kid, and I just hit kind of like a 10-year wall where I dropped out for some reason. And now I'm back in. I'm reading anything I can get my hands on now.
For example, what? I mean, why? Because you're curious? You miss your love of comics, or what?
Um, Man, I feel like the escape that it gave me when I was a kid. So when I started reading it, like I said, I saw an article about Crazy opening up, and I was like, I should go check it out. And I love what it brings back for me of just encapsulated into the stories. And I was a Batman guy through and through as a kid, so reading Batman, it brought me right back into my childhood and into the Nightfall series that was prime when I was reading and going to Half Price Bookstore.
Yeah. You're hitting all the right notes for me. Just,
Yep.
just really, really curious. I don't know. It was weird for me. I'm probably 10 years older than you. I was born in 1968. I had the flu when I was like 9 years old, and my parents had bought me some Amazing Spider-Man comics in the 70s, and
Yep.
It blew my mind, you know.
Right.
And in the 70s, they had those Marvel Treasury editions.
Yep.
And you could get them for like $1.75 or $2, and you can get books. And comics in the 70s were just fucking glorious.
Yep.
I lost interest at some point and got back into it in my college years in the 90s, and that one was when the Image bullshit was going on.
Yep. That's when everyone left and went to Image and all of that. Which, man, that documentary though on Amazon was great.
I sold Youngblood 1 for $100. I sold a couple of hundred. I sold a couple of Image ones for $100.
Yeah.
But there was that, and then I left. But and then around 2002, when the Sin City movie came out.
Yep.
That got me back into buying floppies again, and I've been hooked. So, comic books are awesome. What are you going to say? You know?
Yeah, that was the thing. I grew up reading them in the 90s. I went to there was my mom would always take me to the Dollar Theater there at Sawmill to go see movies.
My God, Bolo, you here, man? AKA Mr. Bolo. He's kind of an influencer. So sorry.
Yeah. No, man, you're fine. But we would go to that Dollar Theater on Sawmill Bethel Road here in Columbus, and there's a Half Price Bookstore right by there. And so my mom, when I was a kid, she'd take me to the R-rated movies. She'd be like, we just don't tell your dad, I'll buy you a comic.
Yeah.
And that's how I got into comics.
Hey Jack, how are you, man? This is Columbus, Ohio. Jack, did you jumped off that stream, Mel stream? Jack, did you all right, Bearded Comic Bro, how'd you discover me, man?
I don't know. It was either Instagram or it was YouTube. One of the two. I clicked on your stuff. It might have been one of your hashtags or something. It might have been that you were a Columbus comic guy. And I started watching your stuff, and I was hooked. So
appreciate that. So random, yeah. I'm surprised there are a handful of us Columbus comic
Mhm.
books.
Yeah.
I need to. I do need to work on a comics and beard thing and trying to get it together, dude. Your beard, it's working, man.
I appreciate it.
Don't you think?
I appreciate it.
Do you want to trim, or you're happy with it?
Um, for the most part, I'm happy. It needs to get cleaned up a little bit. Just because it's getting a little untamed, but I usually I trim up the sides, let it grow a little longer on the bottom. So
All right,
that's usually the MO.
I heard that. Anything you want to shout out?
Man, not really. I mean, I feel like I'm new to the comic collecting game, so I've been loving watching everyone do their YouTubes and Instagram. So I appreciate what you have been doing for a while. So
Me?
yeah,
Thank you.
I appreciate it, man.
I'm trying my best. Yeah.
Man, my theory is if the more we just talk about comics online, the better the world is. So who cares?
Heard that.
However many people are following you or watching you, if we're talking comics, that's good stuff. So, and drinking beers. I mean, what's better than that?
Heard that. What are you drinking?
I just cracked open a Dogfish Head. So I'm a sour guy. This is the Sea Quench Ale, a session sour.
I love fucking sour beers.
Man, and I love that there are breweries now that like you can get them where you're not spending the $20 bottle on a sour beer. You can actually get 6-packs now that people are actually into sour beers.
Yeah. It's a crazy thing. I remember back in the day when sours used to first. Excuse me.
Let it go.
Yeah. I remember when sour beers first hit Columbus, Ohio. I was like, my friends were with me. I was like, here, drink this. And I mean, if you're not versed with sour beers, they taste like vinegar, and they're like,
right.
Oh my god! But once you're acclimated, it's the best beer you ever tasted.
I love it. Well, and you got that Pretentious Brewery, which is all they do is sour breweries here in Columbus, which is if you run a sour brewery and that's all you run, it's good.
Yeah. Pretentious is good.
Yep. And and then Crazy did a beer and comics kind of connection with a place called Crafted Drafts here in Gahanna. And they had Daryl Banks out back in the fall, and they did a beer tasting with Green Lantern rings pairing, which was super dope. And they had some really good sours in that.
I love sours. Yeah. So there's that.
I gotta ask, and this is gonna be part of my noob. I've always watched your videos. What's the mask behind you? What's that from?
Okay. That is a no mask. From Asuka. She is a Japanese wrestler.
I didn't realize that was her mask.
Yeah.
Okay.
If you her face paint now is very similar to that.
As soon as you said that, it absolutely I just started watching WWE stuff again about 2 years ago, and so I'm very familiar with Asuka.
Wow. So you're a wrestling fan?
I am. So it's been weird. We're gonna have a big WrestleMania party here in Columbus with a bunch of buds, and then all this COVID stuff happened. So that obviously didn't happen.
Yeah. I have been a huge. My wife is Asian, so I'm into Asian wrestlers, and Asuka. Asuka is amazing. And I mean, her performances have taken on a life of their own. She's a legend.
Yeah. We so I was big into watching UFC stuff, and I mean, whether you love her or hate her, but when Ronda jumped over to WWE, it kind of recaptured my like, ooh, I should see what she's doing over there. And my wife and I started watching it, and we got hooked, and we ended up going to Raw in September. I think it was 2 years ago or last year or something when it was in town, when the Undertaker and HBK showed up, which for our first WWE event to have Undertaker and HBK in attendance, you can't beat that.
Yeah. Love Ronda too. But I'm a huge NXT fan.
Yep.
And what is incredible about NXT is, I mean, you're getting main roster quality for about a third of the cost. I mean, you can get ringside at NXT shows for about $400, and it's amazing.
Yeah, because they did one at Express Live or something a while ago.
Yeah.
We missed out on that, but we won't next time.
And what is crazy too, before NXT was big, at the Honor Festival, they used to give them like they gave them a whole I don't know what you would call it, a space to do their show, and it was free. It was fucking free. That was the first time I saw Asuka. Finn Balor was there. We got autographs from Bailey, Samoa Joe. It was incredible. It was cool.
I mean, we were huge Finn Balor fans, and I mean, I'm not saying we named our daughter Bailey because of Bailey, but we named the spelling because of Bailey. We were watching. I was like, "Ooh, what about that spelling?" My wife was like, "Yes."
Bailey's badass, man.
So, yeah, SmackDown was just supposed to be here last weekend. They were going to be at Nationwide, I think it was Good Friday weekend.
Have you checked out the network at all since they've been on lockdown?
I've watched parts of Raw and SmackDown. We watched WrestleMania in the midst of it.
Still really good.
Yeah. Well, it shows you how talented they are. That like
yeah.
We obviously miss the fan base, and it adds something to it. But
yeah.
Man, it was still entertaining matches.
Yep. I'm a huge Asuka fan, which I alluded to.
Yeah.
I watch the Kabuki Warriors losing their title, which was fucking badass. I've heard the Boneyard match, which I'm gonna watch. I'll probably watch that tomorrow. I heard that it's like mind blowing.
Yeah, I thought like when going into it, I was like, I'm excited for WWE being able to maybe do some, on location matches, kind of like the, in the ring, like what they do in the arena stuff. And I will say I was a little disappointed in the backstage, the Boneyard match a little bit. It felt, without giving anything away, it just felt like it was it wasn't wrestling and it was just a generic fight that you would see in a graveyard. Like it felt weird from that standpoint. A little too produced, which is weird to say for WWE. But I think it was night 2. They had the Randy Orton and Edge match that was all throughout, no holds bar, all throughout the arena, and it was fantastic. So
But those were the main takeaways. I heard the Boneyard match. I heard that was awesome. And I heard, I actually heard the Funhouse match, Bray Wyatt, whatever that is called. I heard that was great too. But I'm more into the women for whatever reason.
don't fault you. So no, those matches were fantastic. It was good. I mean, especially in the midst of no sports going on in our world, like it was what we needed.
Bring Kirk on, mind shift.
What's up, my bearded brothers? What's going on?
What's going on? You have to have a beard to be on this. You have to have a beard and a beer.
You already know.
This is pretty much comics and beard going on here. My dream. So.
This is the beta trial right here.
Right. You're testing out your beards and comics show.
Yeah. You see, I need to get lined up. My stuff is. I'm looking like the Sasquatch right now.
I'm in the same boat. I haven't trimmed up for a while, so.
Yeah, I live right by a barber college, and it's a really good one. But they, since everything is shut down, like ain't nothing really open.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of people aren't even doing like private trim ups or anything. So.
Well, I saw a lot of places people were posting that like if people went to private cuts and stuff, like they could get in trouble and lose their license.
I didn't see it, and that's so messed up, dude. Like,
so.
Well, that's why I want to get my own trimmers, because my brother, he trims. My brother's best friend. Before he was killed, he was a barber.
Okay.
But we were trying to push him to be a barber, but he was pretty much caught up in that street life. So.
Yeah.
But my brother is pretty good at it. I'm just so used to having a barber do it. I don't even like my brother doing it.
Man, I'm so.
It's nothing against you. It's just I need someone else. I just like that conversation. Barbers have like some of the greatest conversation. You know what I mean?
They do. I'm so cheap. I'd have to do it myself.
Hey, I'm all you need is some trimmers.
Yep.
And the older I get, I'm getting hair like in my nose and my ear now. So I'm like, I gotta be conscious of that shit now.
Kirk, how often do you get a beard trim? I mean, your beard is badass, and it always looks.
It's not that. I mean, if you go to like the barber college, it's like super cheap. It's like $7. But if you go to like an actual barber, you're probably gonna pay like 10, and then like I usually tip like $5.
But I mean, how often?
It depends. I'll average like a month every month, and then but if I want to have it like look nice, like it's like every 2 weeks.
Really?
It can get expensive though, so that's why I'm just trying to learn how to do it myself. I mean, I shave my own head, because I'm bald. Like I got to shave this weekend, but I'm bald, so yep.
We gotta
all brothers.
Man, I'd take those trimmers and just zoop.
Yep. No, see, that's why I want to get some trimmers so I can do that and just use the razors to finish it up. My brother has like the little one with the three trimmers, and then you just shave that up. The rest of the ones that the barbers use, but that's like I said, it's an investment,
Right.
Okay. I mean, bearded comic bro. Your beard looks pretty sculpted. How often do you do that?
Man, well, this is unsculpted literally for since what mid-March. But I'm typically I clean I do it all at my house. So I'm every week I probably just touch it up. So
Where are you from? Where are you located at?
I'm in
Columbus?
Columbus. Yep.
Okay, cool. One of my coworkers was from Ohio. I forget what part she's from,
Right.
but she moved out here for a couple years ago. But I'm from the Bay Area. I'm in Oakland, so
Oh, nice.
I'm in California.
We actually almost moved up to Sacramento a couple years ago, and
Oh, I was out there. I wasn't out in Sacramento, but I went to UC Davis, so I was out there for a while. So we spent a lot of time in Sacramento anyway, because there ain't shit to do in Davis. It's a cow town, you know.
Yep.
So you might as well, you're either going up to Davis or, for like we were going to Jacksonville to gamble every once in a while. And then like you pretty much have to come back to the Bay Area to do something. I mean, Fairfield has like some things to do, but it ain't a lot to do out there, especially if you ain't got you're in a biking town. So like most people didn't have cars. I didn't. I had a bike. But what do you guys been reading since we haven't got any new comic books?
Oh man. So I've been reading some of my back issues that just have fallen through on my read pile that I picked up New Comic Day. But it finally let me read into some trades that I had that I just hadn't had the time to. So I picked up some trades from the library recently that I was about to have to turn in, and then everything shut down. So I had like 8 trades just.
Oh, nice.
So I read Brian K. Vaughan's Runaways. I did his complete series.
Is it good?
I really like
seen a little bit of the TV show.
So I'm not a huge Marvel guy, to be honest. Like
I am.
which I have no ill will towards it or anything. Like I love comics. So it just
collect your way.
DC.
Definitely.
But I was listening to a podcast. The Comic Book Noob or something. I think that's what they're called, and they were talking about Brian K. Vaughan runs on Runaways, and I read it and I thought it was great, and then I started watching that season. I read 2 volumes of Chew. I hadn't gotten into that yet, so
Chew was good.
Yeah. I need to read that too. Chew, Southern Bastards. I want to read.
Which one?
Bastards is great.
I love Jason Aaron. So anything. Yep. I didn't realize he was writing like indie stuff. So as soon as I heard that, I'm like, I gotta get that shit.
Yep.
And I'm trying to pick up Lock and Key. Because a lot of people, I've been watching the show on Netflix, but a lot of people have been telling me like it's watch that and then read the trades.
I waited to watch the show till I read the trades. I
was originally going to do that.
I got volume 1 from our library, and it came in, and I read that. And then it's if you do the Comixology Unlimited, I think almost the whole series is free on that if you're on that. So I think I've read volume 2 of Lock and Key. So I read 1 and 2, and then I'm kind of drifting into the show. And it's crazy how much they skip around.
Yeah.
It reminds me very much of The Boys, where if you read like volume 1, 2, and 3, they'll take parts of that volume 3 that are in season 1 of The Boys. But
and that's on Amazon. I haven't watched that, but a lot of people in the community have been talking about it.
I'll tell y'all something else too. Paper Girls.
Yeah.
I've heard nothing but great things. I want to read Paper Girls.
It's very, very, very good. And Bearded Comic Bro, it's Ohio based. So
really?
Yeah.
It's Cleveland. Okay. Yeah.
I'm a huge Hickman fan, so I usually don't buy trades, but I've been getting more to save money. I've been buying them a little bit more, but I've been reading like Infinity. I love everything Hickman touches. Maybe like the X-Men stuff has been it's been hit or miss, but
okay. I was gonna ask you then because you said you're a Hickman fan. I mean, I was telling that I've just got back into the game about a year and a half ago, so I picked up some of the X-Men stuff here.
Yeah.
Hickman, it hurts my mind half the time.
Lots of charts. Lots of charts.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if you guys have heard of his with the new one he came out with, Decorum. It's the same.
It's
same
in my
concept.
read pile. I haven't read it yet, but it's in my read pile. I have issue 1 at least.
Yeah, Decorum it's set up the same way with a lot of hints and secrets, and you get all this like back knowledge. I mean, I like that, like, because it has like a lot, like a video game that has a lot of replayable value. You always go back and read it and learn something new. Pick up another secret, because he's always dropping little hints to what he's going to be leading up to. So I it was pretty good, and the artwork is pretty dope. Like it's like different types of artists that touch like different parts of the book. Or even how they color it is really unique.
Yeah. Man, I need to read that.
Yeah, it's good. No, but I feel you. Like I'm in the same boat, dude. I bought when you collect so much. I started off. I'm a huge Marvel fan. And then I started getting into more DC. What's up, Mark Spector? What's up, brother?
Yeah.
Mark in the house.
Oh yeah.
Join us, Dave.
But when you start branching out more, like I'm trying to read more DC. I'm reading a lot more indies, and so like I teach. So it's like sometimes I don't have all the time to read all these books. So I have like a lot of like back. I just read Undiscovered Country. This is issue number 5.
Ooh.
It's been out for a minute, but
yeah,
this is a really good read if you're trying to jump into some more indies. Like every issue has been like I love like twists, like real crazy twists, and every issue is ended with like a twist.
I'm right up to date with Undiscovered Country, so
Nice.
I'm still waiting for it to completely hook me in. I'm in, but I'm waiting for it to completely pull me in.
And that issue number 1 hooked me in. The first 2 issues were like boom, 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 like that.
Well, I think that's what it was. Issue 1 hooked me in, and then I kind of was like, I'm here because of issue 1. Now keep me coming, and they have.
Did you like Lost? Because like I feel it had like the same here.
Lost.
And it had that same kind of tone, like holy shit, like you're gonna get like trippy ass like twist.
You're gonna get a polar bear and go wild.
Exactly. I used to watch that show with my mom all the time.
Man.
But I bought these a while back, Man Without Fear, and I've been reading this. What else? I've been collecting the West Coast. I'm a huge fan of the old West Coast Adventures. I'm trying to finish the run.
Oh no! Yeah.
But I'm kind of pissed they ended this one. So I think it ended at issue number 9. I don't know why it got cut. But it was really good. It was so good they even like were featured in the War of the Realms event, which I still have to read that issue. I forget what issue they popped up in there, but they were in there. Like it's a pretty solid. I like underdog teams,
Yeah.
I was like the Alpha Flight collector, Or I don't know if you ever read Force Works from the 90s. That was like a really solid team too.
Man,
go ahead. Sorry, my bad.
no, I was just gonna. I haven't. So
I've been collecting a lot of like Silver Age, Bronze Age stuff. Like I'm trying to work on a Hulk collection, so I've been reading
That's beautiful, man. That's beautiful.
oh, it is.
Oh, if you want to see some beauties, like
Where did you get that though? Tell me that.
I got it on eBay. I definitely need to find more people in the community that are selling more Silver Age. I see a lot of people in the community selling like modern day books and some Bronze Age, and it really depends.
I haven't found too many on Insta that are selling Silver Age as much, because that's since LCSs around here in Columbus have shut down. I've been doing
yeah.
nothing but eBay, and it's opened up my budget to take away from buying $40 worth of new comic books to just be buying some Silver Age.
I agree.
I'm trying to, and I'll never complete my Batman Volume 1 run, but I'm working on it, and I've been picking up some Silver Age, so I've got some 10 cents and some 12 cents books.
Oh, nice.
I was like pretty stoked about getting.
Sweet. Yeah. Hold on. Let me find some of the. Cause I've been doing like old Hulk, Tales to Astonish.
Yeah.
Let me see if I can grab some of them real quick. Oh, DC wise, I've been working on a Mr. Miracle collection.
Yes,
You know?
love Mr. Miracle stuff.
It's so funny. It's like, man, every cover is like a bondage kind of theme cover. Like he's either strapped to something or he's in some kind of peril.
So,
let me give you 1 second.
Yeah, it is. I picked up a whole bunch of Mr. Miracle. It would have been volume 2. So what is that, like early 90s, like 1989, early 90s?
For what?
So there's a guy in Columbus. About every 3 months, he does a garage sale, comic sale, and that's out in like Grove City.
Oh, nice.
For my Columbus people, but man, he literally just has long boxes upon long boxes in his garage, and he does it. And I picked up some gems from there.
Yeah.
It's like my favorite color.
Rob Worst in the house. Please.
Oh, what's up, Rob?
If you're up for it, man.
Yeah, I feel you, Rob.
No pressure. But keep going, yo.
Here's Hulk 111. That's one I recently got. Let me see. I'm working on a Fire. See, I love like obscure like characters from DC. Like Firestorm is my favorite character, so I need issue number 1. But this is like the oldest issue I own.
So I picked up. I kid you not. I picked up an issue 1 of Firestorm. And
nice.
I mean, it was a reader copy through and through, but I got it for $1 at a local comic shop.
Sweet. Well, I collect to read anyway, so most of the stuff I pick up, I'm trying to read. Here's another one I recently came across.
Fucking beautiful, Kirk.
Let's see. This is one of my favorite covers right here. I just like how they designed that Hulk.
Oh yes.
So, Kirk, you're a Hulk fan?
Yeah, definitely.
For whatever reason, why?
I just love, like, he's one of those characters that's labeled like a bad, evil creature, but he just wants to be accepted.
Heard that. I've always loved the Hulk.
I'm gonna get a reprint.
That's a reprint, right?
I don't think so. I think this is the original.
Okay.
It's just like it's a low grade, definitely, but I bought it to read it, so
it's beautiful.
I didn't even realize like the Immortal Hulk issue number 1, the first print, was a homage to that cover. That's why that's the main reason I got it. Ever since I've been reading that run of the Hulk, like it's gotten me into. I was collecting when I first started collecting, and I was buying books for I was teaching a comic book class. And, I needed reference books for my students, and I was just buying a bunch of those old 300 and up, back issues of Hulks, because you can find them at the Dollar Tree. At the Dollar Tree, but you can find them in dollar bins or at the flea market, and I started reading some of the stories, and I'm like, geez, like these are really good. And I started going down the rabbit hole, and then some people were telling me, like, post on Instagram, like, and I realized that there's a whole community of people that do this, all the time. Like I'm not one of those collectors that have been collecting since I was like a kid. Like I read comics here and there, I watched a lot of like the Batman animated series, like
AKA the best TV show ever.
Yeah. That one, Spider-Man, X-Men animated series. Those are like the series that got me into like comics, and then like when I went to college, like. My buddy was like, he read a lot of like those essential Fantastic Four and all those like I learned about trades from him, trade books from him, and then but I didn't get into like hardcore until like people on IG were like, "Oh, you should read this, you should read that," And then I'm like, I started learning about because when I was collecting like for example like Secret Wars, like I was trying to get them issue number 8, and I was like, I just want to read the damn thing and finish so I can finish it and move on. I'm like, I didn't even understand what key issues were, and then I'm like, oh shit, this is like a $50 book. Why is it so much?
I'm still in that category half the time. Like, how could you not? Like when this whole Punchline drama dropped, I'm a big Batman guy.
Please don't get me started. I didn't even get that, but I was actually reading Hell Arisen. Like I have issues.
Well, that was my beef. I had Batman on my poll. That was no worries. I didn't put Hell Arisen on my poll because it was always on my LCS, and I was like, no worries. And then they dropped this like that is, and I'm like, I'm just trying to get the book so I can read the story that I've been reading. That's it. Luckily my LCS, he held me a copy because he knew I was reading it. But like that was the crazy. I'm like, I didn't even care about like the first appearance. I was just like, I want to read the story I was reading.
Same here.
Heard that.
Nah,
I've been buying second prints.
Yeah.
No, a homie in the community is gonna send me the second print. That's why I'm like, I'm not tripping. I'll eventually be able to read it, But I wasn't one of those people that have been like reading DC, for a long time. Right. So that's why I can't be too mad about the a lot of those not so great DC books. Like when people talk crap about like Tom King, I'm like, City of Bane seemed pretty cool to me. Like I want to read it because I'm a huge Bane. I love Bane. He's one of my. I mean, Hush is one of my favorite. Like that's the run I'm trying to complete right now from Batman.
I feel like I'm in the minority. I enjoyed Tom King on Batman's run, and I know in the comic world I'm in the minority on that. But I feel like his run gets bashed way too much compared to Volume 2.
There's a lot of writers that are like that. Like for Bendis, for example, like everybody is always chewing up Bendis, But I'm reading his Defenders right now, and this shit is clean. Like his Defenders, his what is it? He did a Avengers run, new Avengers, right? Is it New Avengers or is it there was some run he did from Avengers?
He did that what's the one with the crawl the scrolls Secret Invasion.
Oh yeah, Secret Invasion. I love that shit too. Secret
that
Invasion
was Bendis.
Yeah. And I love the build up to that too.
Yep. See, I'll still support Marvel, even though I'm a DC guy.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I love comics.
Yeah. And DC still has like some obscure stuff that I like. For example, like the Terrifics, I'm trying to work on that run. The Terrifics is really good. Like, obviously, it's a DC Fantastic Four, but it don't matter. It's still good. Like, Plastic Man is pretty cool.
Man, that's the one I haven't picked up. I need to check that out then.
That one and what is it? Like their Spider-Man, their version of Spider-Man, Sidewinder. That's pretty good. I had the first 2 issues of that. That's pretty good. It was pretty decent. But you collect what you want, like what interests you. Like I love Scotty Young. Like the most variants I have are like Scotty Young variants because I love his work. Because before I started collecting comic books, I was into anime and like his little chibi small baby characters look like anime inspired almost.
So you got that Venom 23 then for sure.
I do not. I'm so mad. My shop sold out like that. So that's another one I'm trying to get. Like I have. This was like the hardest cover I came by.
Let's see it, Kirk.
This Moon Knight right here, I could not find this nowhere.
That's clean.
Yeah, like I see like one on eBay for like $40. I'm like, I'm not paying $40 for that book. I got that one for $6, from someone in the community that was trying to raise money for, their dog to get surgery. So, I was just helping a community member raise some money. I bought a bunch of books off. That was just one of the books that I got.
Man, I don't buy much that I'm like specking on very often or anything like that. But man, definitely hit me up after this in the DM. I got an extra Venom 23. I'll send your way. Let me know.
Oh yeah, sweet. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Shoot me
if there's any
a
books
message.
you're looking for, yeah. What's your IG real quick? It's the same thing as your.
It's Bearded Comic Bro. So yeah, hit me
All
up.
right, for sure. I got you.
I'll shoot you over just straight up, man. So
Yeah. I appreciate it. Well, I'm big on
sure.
Yeah, and that's one thing I love about this community. You know.
What's up, Bruce? Is in the house.
What's up, Bruce?
Bruce,
Yeah.
I just was on watching Bruce's live stream last night. If you guys don't follow Bruce,
No, I will add him though.
him and his wife do a live stream every Friday night where they pick out 6 beers. They just get drunk and talk comics, and it's a blast.
That's hilarious. I love it already.
If you guys don't follow Bruce right now, hit up Bruce's stuff. He does good stuff. But
Bruce, you got another follower coming at you. I'm about to add you right now.
he's also another balded, bearded man.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
Beer. What do you need?
Hey,
I
I'll admit, I wanted to be the sole comics and beer podcast, and Bruce came along, but whatever. there can be more than one, right?
Right. He's taking the ball, and he's taking the beard, he's taking the comics and the beard.
We got you, Bruce.
We've got a four beard, bald, and comics and beard group.
That's hilarious.
Join if you want to.
I also picked up this recently too, which is a great read.
Man, I keep seeing that cover. I want to check that book out.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, it's one of those books that they even put out in trade. Scholastic puts it out in trade for students. Like my students have read that.
Oh.
So it's like it was a story I've been interested in. Because I got the original dinosaur, Moon Boy and Dinosaur, Devil Dinosaur, which is great too. But I really like how that's. And I'm a huge Inhumans fan. And she's trying to like work on building some technology to deal with the whole Terrigen Mist, so she doesn't become an Inhuman. So I'm trying to figure out. I want to read and see what happens.
Yeah. Man, Inhumans was one of my oldest comics I had for a long time. I picked
Oh yeah, I have
picked up an
issue number-
Inhumans with the Hulk on the cover, and it was like a 19
Oh yes,
issue.
you're talking about the king size one, right?
I think it. Let me find out. I'll find it real quick.
Is it the one where the Hulk is holding up? Because I have issue. This is issue Fantastic Four number 45 right here. First appearance of Inhumans right here, where my Ben Grimm is like flipping a bird to to the other books up there.
This is the issue I was talking about. I picked up at a half price when I was a kid.
Oh yes, I'm working on that run too. I have issue 1. I have an extra issue number 3. I think if you want that one. But
Nice.
I've been picking up that run too. That's a good read. What have you been collecting recently, Dan?
Honestly, I am just really missing weekly releases. I don't collect stuff to covet anymore. I mean, I'm.
So do you buy more trades than anything if you're trying to just read specific stories?
I spend anywhere from $30 to $40 a week on books. Rob Wurst is joining the fray. What am I into?
Hey, comes to mind.
What's up, brother?
Hey.
Yeah. Immortal Hulk. I like Immortal Hulk a lot.
I've been loving it.
Thumb through my shit to Immortal Hulk. I'm digging a lot. Mad Cave Studios. I like that stuff.
Oh yeah, they're wrestling. That one they came out with the wrestling. Yeah, the senators have to wrestle to become.
Yeah. Fucking over the ropes.
That one's really good.
That's,
Yes, I haven't read Over the Ropes. I want to read that though. I heard it was really good.
Oh man, Bruce, you are in YouTube jail.
What happened?
Oh man, so last night, man, they were doing their stream, and I don't know if they were trying to do like a StreamYard or something else, but they apparently YouTube thought they were spamming stuff, and they let us go on for like an hour, and then they just shut it down. So we switched it over to Instagram Live. But man, Bruce, I feel for you, brother.
What kind of?
I didn't know they could put you on timeout.
Apparently so.
what?
That's like
Bruce is in
crazy.
YouTube doghouse.
I
It's
mean,
like when
Jesus,
that's a miracle.
Oh, come on now.
was this a Vernon situation, sort of technical difficulty?
I don't know. How you doing, Rob?
Hey. Well, for the first time ever, I'm reading a series that, despite the fact I have a thing on my wall, I am now on issue number 8 of Crisis on
Oh
Infinite Earths.
yes, nice.
Ooh.
I have issue 1 and like 6. I definitely need like the whole run so I can read it.
Well, I've had it forever. I just never got around to reading it because there was
Yeah.
always a huge stack of new stuff, the old stuff that I'd be getting, and everything in between. And then COVID happened, and here I am going, well, now I finally have some time to read now that I finished CLZ.
Yeah, that's why I've been reading like Bendis's like Defenders run because that's like a run I've been buying off a friend from the the IG community for a while, but I just haven't had a chance to read it, But it's been
Bruce,
really
I
great.
prefer OBS. Just sorry. Go.
No, I heard
Rob.
OBS was really good too.
I like it.
It's great for yourself. If you're appearing with
Yeah.
other people, not as easy.
Yeah, I agree.
On the Mac, yeah, you can't do OBS and StreamYard at the same time.
Yeah, they're different
Hey,
Yeah.
for sure.
Dan, just because I'm a noob here on this whole YouTube, who is everyone that's on the chat right now? Just so, like, at least the video chat, so I know who I'm talking with.
Oh, so
What are your
Artist
handles?
over here is Comics on
that's-
the Mind. He is on a show with me called Not Near Mint on my channel.
every Wednesday.
On Wednesday. Even with no new comics, we still have discussions every week. We figure out something because there's always plenty to talk about.
I agree.
So not near mint. Okay.
Yeah, I
What's
apologize.
up, Mark?
Hey, what's up, guys?
Oh, I'm up here now.
I'm sure there's a way that you could have told me what's going on. I don't know. I'm still learning this game, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
I'm
ever
gonna-
are worried about going live, don't worry about stepping on people's toes because eventually no one knows who's going to be on at what time unless you're watching
Cool.
Discovery Bay at about 12:30 every day in the afternoon. He gives you the rundown if you wind up wanting to have if you want to have your channel or your broadcast announced. Put it up the night before through StreamYard, so that way it's all
Yep.
set to go. You don't have to worry about, oh God, there's 3 minutes to showtime.
Hey,
And
Rob,
he'll advertise it, he'll promote it, and people show up.
Absolutely.
the names. How do I bring that back up?
well near mint.
question.
Rob, is yours just near mint, or do you have another
It's just
one?
my channel's just called Rob Worst, my name. The all the videos I just titled Not Near Mint, and then it's the number. We just finished
Cool.
episode 35, so the next one will be Not Near Mint 36. My dog is being an asshole, so I have to go take care of that for a second.
All right, cool.
Go ahead.
Y'all can fill him in on the rest of how this works.
Good.
Oh
I'm
yeah.
trying to subscribe as I get people's because I'm trying to follow people that I like. So
Don't feel bad. Like I've only been in this game for like the YouTube game for a couple months myself.
yeah, I mean, I got I literally got into Instagram back in September, and I think that's where I first started in. And then
Yeah.
I went into YouTube, started getting in January.
Yeah, I was on Instagram for a while, just posting my comics, and then people like started like actually telling me, like linking me to like the comic book community. What's up, Mark? How you been, brother?
Hey, what's going on, guys? How are you?
Nice.
Can't
Mark
complain.
Spector, is that who we got jumping on?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Mark Spector Comics. Real name is Dave. How are you guys doing tonight? What's up, Dave?
Salud. Give me 1 second. I'm gonna grab another beer real quick. I'll be right back.
Yeah, luckily I have my beer fridge in my comic cave here, so I can. Sweet. Well,
Yeah, I'm doing some whiskey tonight. Normally I would be doing beer.
I got beer, but I switched off from whiskey. I have my whiskey my cabinet right here that I had to switch off.
Nice. Yeah, this is what I'm doing tonight.
Well, I was drinking whiskey the entire time on Bruce's show last night, so I had to switch over to beer.
Yeah, I'm doing some Maker's 46 tonight.
Oh, nice! You can't go wrong with Maker's 46.
It's actually a really smooth whiskey. If you guys have had it before, it's really good.
Yep,
So how are you guys doing tonight?
and doing great.
Excellent. What have you guys been talking about? Sorry, I just jumped on late.
Man,
Hey, I want to bring up the names on the fucking broadcast, and I've done this before, Dave. We've done this many times. What the fuck?
well, I looked over at the comments. I found Mark's stuff, and I just subscribed to his channel, so that's all good. So,
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
yeah, man, absolutely.
Yeah, I'm all about subscribing to the community. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Let's see. Yeah, I was just on. I had just finished up. I was just live on Thunder God 65's channel just now.
Okay.
They were just wrapping up, so I figured I'm still up. The little guy is still sleeping, so I figured I'd jump on as well and help out. Talk.
Right,
See
man.
what you guys are up to.
These late night live shows work better for me. I was telling Dan I was watching our Facebook Live of a local LCS in our hometown here, and he hops on at 7. I'm like, dude, that's when I put my 2 kids to bed. That's rough.
Yeah, I'm the same way. Between
11:30, I'm like, I'm good.
between 7 and 8 is when I put the little guy down. So after that, I'm fair game.
I feel you.
You said you have 2? You have 2 little
Yeah,
ones?
I got 2, 2.5 and a almost 11-month-old. So
Yeah.
let's go fun times with quarantine.
Oh yeah. Tell me about it, man. My little guy is going to be 18 months tomorrow, and it's just like constantly keeping him busy is what's been driving me nuts.
Right.
Been crazy. What's going on, Rob?
Back. Everything
There
good
was
with
a
your
hot
dog?
dog passing by that the dog just had to go bark at, so I let her. And by that I mean another dog. I would never call a woman that. So how are you all doing?
Good. Just
Living
doing
the dream.
bullshit. Man, Dave, thanks for checking in, and Rob.
Oh, absolutely.
Bearded Comic, bro. I suspected we were both in Columbus, Ohio,
Yep.
but
Oh, you guys in Ohio?
we are,
We
man.
are.
We need to hang out.
Absolutely. Yes.
I know. Rob's in Florida.
So we'll work that out, man.
Yeah. Make it happen.
I know Kurt's in California.
And where
Yeah.
you work?
Bay Area.
Or not Mark, but Mark.
Dan, where are you, Dan? I forget.
Columbus, Ohio.
Oh, you guys in Ohio too. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
We're
Oh, very cool.
and I think that's
Like,
actually how I
Ohio
found
is
the channel
getting
the first time.
snow right now.
Sorry, I
We're
didn't hear you.
getting- Who are the people that are posting all the pictures on Instagram going, my patio is covered in like 3 inches of snow right now?
That was me.
You. Okay.
Oh.
I had about 3 inches of snow this morning. I'm in New England. I'm in Rhode Island, so we had a little bit of snow this morning.
Okay.
Yeah, I had some buddies out in Indiana who were posting that same stuff too. Luckily, we didn't hit too much here in Columbus.
Yeah, we had about 3 inches of snow, and it's all melted by now.
Yeah.
You know, but it was good because we hadn't had. It was a very light snow season for us this year. We didn't get much snow at all, so it was actually pretty nice to get some snow.
I want to give a shout out to Mark Spector, David. He has been so cool to me, making me feel comfortable with live streams and
Oh, thanks, man. I appreciate it.
just doing our shit. I mean, most of my stuff I tried to plan out, and when I like randomly get online, you're there, man. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Oh, that was a good time. We had a good time that night.
Yeah, man.
Man, I just checked out. I real quick hit subscribe on your channel, Mark. I'm excited because I know very little about Moon Knight. I'm still new into the game. I think you are full on with Moon Knight, so I'm excited to check it out.
I appreciate
You got
it.
your young variant there. There we go.
Because Kirk has that book right there that I want really bad, and I cannot find that book to save my life anywhere.
Same here. The only reason I came across that book is I was telling him earlier, is a homie in the community was trying to raise money to pay for his surgery for his dog, you know, and so he sold me a bunch of Scott Young books, and it was, and you know, he's a Scott Young fan too. Yeah, I got that one, and I got that this one right here.
Rob has that book I want so bad. It's one of my 2020 goal list book this year. It's to get World Fun at 32.
All I had to do was just go in a really bad neighborhood to get it. Worth it. Sometimes you have to risk your own life for the things that you love.
I did that once. There was a
I'm just trying to get a mid copy of that book, man.
There was an estate sale here in Columbus a couple months ago where they were selling comics, and they had listed just some like the first black Spider-Man symbiote suit and everything. And I was like, I'll go check it out because and everything was $1 except for all the e-books. And I'm like, you guys are trash.
There it is.
And I almost died because of where I went.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, and I got the Web of Spider-Man issue #1 right there, which is great. I love that series.
Hey, Kirk, maybe you'd be willing to do a trade for that Scotty Young book.
For which one? The Moon Knight one?
Yeah. I know you're looking for that second appearance of Beta Ray Bill.
We might have to do a trade. I do like that. I love that one. No, I like that one, Rob. But it's the other cover, the one after that. That's even better. Like
I got that book upstairs in the PC if you want it.
I'd have to climb a ladder.
We might have to do a deal.
I have Thor 337. I got just back from CGC. I have to still do the unboxing to see what the grade is, but I also have 338 as well. If you want to do that, we can do it, Kirk.
Yeah, we might have to talk about that. Definitely.
Yeah,
I know you're really looking for that book too.
You know,
I was happy when I came by it, but I'd rather. If it's
if you've seen any of my videos, that's the little insignia I have on there. Is that Scotty Young cover?
That's crazy.
And I don't have that book.
Look at that. Dan's just making magic happen tonight.
There you go, Dan.
Hey. Beards and comics.
Salud.
I wanted to show off some books real quick, if that's all right.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
So I was going to show these off in a future unboxing, but I figured, why not show them off tonight, So I wanted to show off my favorite Namor the Submariner book.
Ooh,
nice. Is it Tales to Astonish book? Oh, nice. Great. After I finish my Tales to Astonish run, I'm coming for. I want to play that Iron Man Submariner run.
It's a nice high grade. It's a CBCS 9.2 Iron Man and Submariner, and it's signed by Roy Thomas. I got it signed myself a couple of years ago.
Nice.
Very nice guy. If you guys ever met Roy Thomas, that guy's a legend.
Man, I have not yet, but
Roy
Yeah,
Thomas.
I've never got a book signed, so that's like something I'm trying to do. I mean, maybe gonna be my first.
Yeah, he's a legendary writer.
you haven't had a book signed at a convention yet?
I've never been to a comic book
He's
convention.
never been to a convention, period.
Yeah, I've been to anime conventions, but not comic book conventions.
My heart breaks for you.
I mean, I was supposed to go to MegaCon this year, but it got pushed
Man,
back.
we
That was
were
gonna be
just
today.
my
I-
wife and
I
I were
know.
going to go to
Wow.
Lexington Comic Con here last weekend, and that got the kaboot. Obviously, man, I will say Midwest, we get some good cons, believe it or not, because Lexington Comic Con that we were just going to go to a couple weekends ago, it was Tom King was going to be there, Evan Doc Shaner was there,
wow.
Kevin Eastman was there.
Nice.
There was a bunch of good comic creators I was so stoked for, but
Bearded Comic Bro. You're talking about Lexington Comic Con.
yep,
Fuck yeah, man. Love
It's a-
that Comic Con.
it's a great con.
I've been there more than once.
We went
Great books.
last year for the first time,
There it is.
and that was when David Finch
Oh
was
my
there.
gosh, signed by Stan Lee.
Michael
Miller,
Beck
number
was there.
It's a nice
Brian Rizzo was there. Mitch Garrett was there. It was a stacked house last year too. Lexington's really good.
Yeah. Lexington, Kentucky. Love it.
We just hit up Louisville a couple weeks or last fall too, and they always do a good one too with GalaxyCon.
Love Louisville.
So these were the other two recent books I just picked up within the last couple of weeks. I had to do the whole, 14-day quarantine on these CGC books, of course. But this is a 1947. This is Golden Age, of course.
What?
So Thrilling Comics, issue number 60. And this is an airbrushed cover by Alex Schomburg. One of my favorite Golden Age, if not my favorite Golden Age artist, is Alex Schomburg.
When did you get that? It's kind of beautiful.
I picked it up a couple weeks ago. So there's an auction house company in Rhode Island that I found out about a couple of weeks ago. So I was able to buy it online and then pick it up within the stage. I went over there and I saved myself some shipping and just went there and picked it up. So it's pretty funny because I think it got a low grade because of a lot of the writing on the cover. If you want to zoom in on my screen, I can show you some of the writing on there, and actually it can improve with a cleaning because a lot of this is penciled. A lot of the penciling can come off. If you can see on there's a lot of pencils.
Sorry.
Almost.
How long have you been waiting for that one? You said
I'm a pro at StreamYard. No. What have I done?
And then I picked it up a couple of days later. So if you look closely, you can see the writing on there, and it looks like that person there knows how to do their math because 5 times 3 is 15.
that's hilarious. That is hilarious.
So pretty cool book. I was happy to pick this up because whenever I can get Alex Schomburg covers on the cheap, I'll pick them up all day. I only paid $130 for the book.
Oh, nice.
So
I have no Golden Age in my collection.
I was stoked. That's my second Alex Schomburg cover I have in the collection. And this book right here, you guys are going to know what this book is right off the hand.
Oh, first.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
So, this is a 4.0 copy of First Mephisto.
Yes.
And I paid the same price for it.
That's not bad at all.
Man.
Dang, you keep kicking people out.
Man, Dan, you're making me have a seizure.
Poor Dan's trying to figure it out, but it's all right.
Dan, I can
All
explain
good.
how it works really quickly. So
Don't
when you're
touch that
looking
shit.
at
Sorry.
when you're looking at our boxes, when you look at the upper corner, click that.
Yeah,
That's how you blow a person up.
help Dan out, Rob.
Right, there you go. So
We love you, brother.
Dan, look at my screen. When you see down below the screen here, right down there, you're going to see all our boxes, and there's another box like right here. If you click that box, it'll blow up our box to the full screen. So if you do that to myself or Comics of the Mind or Moons or Mark Spector, it'll work. If you click the middle, you kick us out. There you go.
All right.
Thank you, Rob.
There we
Yeah,
go.
so we all had to learn the same way.
Absolutely. But once you figure it out, then you're a pro at it.
Yeah.
So this is a 4.0. Got this for a really good deal. And first Mephisto. It's my one and only Silver Surfer original issue. And if you watched my channel before, I love to collect villain covers. And this is a great villain cover. You know, this is done by John.
Last Comic Tropes.
I love comic tropes. He's awesome.
He was speaking about that exact book there.
So I got that. Got my great Alex Schomburg Jungle cover. And of course, my favorite Namor the Submariner cover in the collection. There you go.
Nice.
Ooh, nice.
All right. Thanks, Dan. Cool.
And to click him off and go back, you can click that same box that you blew him up with.
Oh, Rob, you're scolding me, bro.
What happened?
I know all this.
We're good.
Hey, Kirk, I kind of want to go upstairs and get that book real quick for you.
You're right, how funny. I'm already looking for the copy on eBay.
You know, it's funny because I've been buying a lot of books on eBay lately and hoping to get a lot of eBay bucks.
Same
And
here.
when I got my quarterly eBay bucks, they were like $6. I was like, what the fuck? You know, $6. What am I going to do with $6?
Yeah.
I bought more eBay books than I ever bought in my life, and mine is $1.73 right now.
Yeah, it was like, how much do I got to spend to get like $40 in eBay bucks? Jeez.
I'm like, eBay, I'm sending you thousands
That's
of
the
dollars.
shipment
You're
right
getting
there.
Absolutely.
You suck.
Yep. What's going on, Rob?
So what have you been doing, Rob, since you finished uploading everything into what is it? CLZ. Yeah.
So everything's in CLZ. I can't buy anything, so now I'm just reading. And just as I
nice.
showed you earlier,
What have you been reading?
I'm reading Crisis on Infinite
Oh yeah,
Earths.
you did mention that
Oh,
earlier. Yeah.
nice. That's a great run.
Yeah, it only finally took. I bought these back in 2002 from an eBay auction for I think maybe $30, and they're all in great condition. But I just bagged them, boarded, never read them because I just kept reading whatever was coming out that was new, and I always had a huge stack of shit that I never wound up getting around to reading. So this just wound up becoming one more thing that I bought, like so many other. But at least now we get to start having some time to read for those of us that are, unemployed and underemployed, woefully underemployed.
No, I totally agree with you. I'm I'm luckily I'm not unemployed yet, but I'm stacking everything because I'm in transition of moving right now, so all my money got to go towards moving right now. First last month rent and all that stuff. So that's where all my finances have been going.
Yeah. I wish I was unemployed right now, man. What the hell?
Well, you work in a hospital, dude, so
I work in a hospital, and you can't get unemployed. It sucks.
Yeah.
Deal with this crap on a daily basis.
I have a parent that works in the hospital. And their hospital is encouraging them to take off 2 months, so they and it's paid. So it's like he's like, I'm taking it. I'll just spend that time with my daughter.
Man.
So.
Yeah, it sucks. A couple of weeks ago, I put in my 2 weeks notice at my full-time job at Rhode Island, and I just recently took a traveling position in the same state because right now the demand for respiratory therapists are so high.
Yeah.
That
makes total sense.
Yeah, you can work anywhere right now as a respiratory therapist, and that usually isn't the case. Tomorrow night I'm in Boston, and right now Boston's been hit hard right now with the surge of patients.
Oh yeah,
so it's been crazy. Yeah, I'd love to have some time off right now. It's just been crazy going into work and dealing with the crap I have to deal with.
Have they been making you work like more hours, or
so at my previous?
Have they been encouraging overtime? So
at my previous hospital, because I was a supervisor in respiratory care, I was salary. So basically, my schedule was set, but because of the department needs, they were changing up my schedule left and right. So I was like, I can't deal with this left and right bullshit, changing my schedule, because I have a son that's only 18 months old, and I need babysitting. If you guys want to change my schedule the week of, you got to give me a heads up. I can't deal with that stuff. Getting a babysitting right now during a pandemic is impossible.
Insane.
Yeah, try looking for a place during a pandemic.
And in the state, they're not giving out licenses right now for babysitting. So it's like it's hard as hell to get a babysitting during pandemic crisis.
Yeah.
And they were like, we want you to work 4 nights a week. Mind you, I work 3 nights a week normally. I've been working it for almost 2 years. So it's like, how am I supposed to get an additional night's worth of babysitting?
Isn't there a website? I forget what it was called, where you can where babysitters and dog walkers.
There's a website, care.com.
Yeah. My homegirl posts on there.
It hasn't been easy at all to get a sitter. Like this week, we had somebody come by and watch the little guy for a little bit, as a trial. And luckily, she was actually pretty good.
Nice. Hopefully something consistent.
Yeah, which has been very helpful because, I took a 13-week travel assignment coming up at the end of the month, and I need somebody to watch the little guy during the day.
Yeah.
So luckily,
have you ever heard of this app? It's called Nextdoor. Oh, God damn it. I'm trying to make it pull it up, but it's just an app kind of like Facebook or Twitter, but it's for your local neighborhood. You put in your zip code, and it was really helpful for people back during Hurricane Wilma, during Katrina, during Hurricane Sandy. So if your neighborhood's experiencing a crisis, and isn't this a perfect time?
Yeah.
Now's a good time to get to know your neighbors, at least on a social media front. So if you need to, get a babysitter, maybe you can feel it out from the rest of the people in the neighborhood that maybe there's somebody that right now needs the money. They're a teenager. They're okay. They've been secluded. And as long as they're keeping their distance, wearing their mask or their PPE, they should be okay. Maybe, I don't know.
And that's been my biggest issue the last 3 weeks is just trying to find a sitter coverage because I've been getting a lot of pressure from above. Like they wanted me to work an additional night a week without babysitting coverage. And I was like, how am I supposed to do that? I was like, I can't deal with this crap week on and end, changing my schedule. So I was like,
I want to start with Bearded Comic Pro. And talk about
screw this. I'm just going to give my 2 weeks notice. I'll go work elsewhere that actually needs. So that's unfortunately what I had to do. But it sucks that I had to, give up a 2 weeks notice for this job when they were getting hit pretty hard during the crisis. But unfortunately, that's what it is.
Yeah.
So
Well, now you could renegotiate your salary,
absolutely, that's one
at
upside.
least for a short amount of
Are they
time.
are they giving you that option to be able to do that?
Some places are.
Okay.
Yeah, some places are.
I mean, at least it's not under a government order, because a competent governor or a competent president could probably say that anybody that worked for a healthcare facility cannot quit. They could probably do that. How well it could be enforced, I don't know, but that's not going to happen. So you can walk away. You can get that salary, because we're watching people already that are in high positions in hospitals that are trying to bid just for equipment. And then that equipment is being outbid by somebody in another state, or God forbid, the dumbass president that's trying to outbid everybody, when it should just be bought centralized and given out to those who need it most properly and, I don't know, considerately. But, yeah.
Yeah, it's been crazy. I couldn't tell you how many daily texts I've been getting from recruiters to go work in New York City or New Jersey. And they were
Really?
You can name your price.
Yeah, they were offering me over $90 an hour to just go over there and work.
Like they'll fly you out there to work, and then
They'll pay for my hotel. They'll pay for everything, and they'll pay me $90+ an hour just to go over there and help out. That's how dire they were in need for respiratory therapists.
This is about equivalent to in Texas about 3 years ago, where they were paying people about that same amount of money just to mine the oil fields. And people would pay like $150 for a haircut because, hey, I got to get back to work because I'm making like $150 an hour.
Yeah. Yep.
They work 3-4 months and you fly back home.
Hello, Kermit, dropping some knowledge. Love it.
But that's what it comes down to. If you're working for an employer who wants to push more pressure on you to work more hours without getting subsequent pay, you can go out there and work somewhere else and get paid more, and they'll give you a nice, healthy work-life and balance, and that's what it comes down to. And unfortunately, that's what it came to me, is they forced me out of that position, and I had to go somewhere else.
And sometimes your integrity is worth more than money.
Yep, absolutely, Rob. Yep.
But right now, in my position, I would happily sacrifice some integrity for some money.
Yep.
Or a job, period.
How do you feel about the Florida governor, Rob?
Oh, I used to like him for like a little while. It seemed like he actually wanted to help us. And then we discovered that he's only in it for money and power and to persevere further and get reelected. But now, as just not everybody is in office of any kind, they're seeing that anybody in power right now is going to be blamed for anything that goes wrong. So they should probably at least try and mitigate the losses rather than go, I'm going to blame this person, I'm going to blame this person, and try and save my own ass. Try and save everybody else's ass is the only way that anyone's going to look good or possibly get reelected.
But that's the problem. Everybody else is trying to save their own ass right now.
Yep.
Instead of actually trying to solve the problem.
Yeah, I don't know if everyone in this chat has seen it. Chernobyl, the TV show, it's like that. Everyone wants to make sure they don't get fired, so they'll blame someone else. But I'm keeping my job. I know what I'm doing. I'm competent. I'm like, really? No, people are dying. That's not competent.
Yeah, that's too bad.
But if someone went, I take responsibility. This is what we're doing now. There were mistakes made. I mean, Reagan did that before, and everyone loved him for it. But responsibility is hard to come by people these days. And now everyone's watching what they're doing and going, well, if they get away with it, I can too. Why are we talking about this? Back to comic books.
Bearded Comic Pro.
This crap. Let's get out of that.
Some kind of scotch.
Yeah, so I just I was drinking beers, and I felt Mark felt a little lonely drinking his Maker's, so I switched over.
What you drinking?
I wanted to ask, do you have any opinion on DeWine and what he's been doing in Ohio? Sorry.
You're fine. So, Mark, to answer your first question, I'm drinking Old Angel's Envy. It's one that I brewed bottled when I was in Louisville for the Louisville Comic Con back in October.
Wait a second. You bottled that whiskey?
Yeah. So if you go to
Nice.
yeah,
That's awesome.
there's a lot of that's a great thing about Midwest. You go to any of the distilleries, you can do something. So
Yeah,
they gave you the tour.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, they give you the tour and they let you bottle your own, and then you write what your label is and
Wow.
stuff like that. So yeah, if you're in Louisville, definitely hit up Angels then, because it's a $55 bottle anyways.
and that's whiskey or
It's a whiskey bourbon, yeah. So
whiskey.
we went there, and I think then we paid it was like $75 or something for the tour to bottle your own and take the tour of the. So I mean, definitely, if you like it, bourbon, do it.
Yeah, like I was saying, the college I went to, UC Davis, like, you know, they have beer making class, wine making classes. So a lot of my friends were like, once they took those classes, they were like, oh my gosh, my mind is blown. So I had a homie that was actually making beer in his toilet, not his toilet, but his tub. So, you know, it was clean and proper, but it was hilarious. It tasted great, you know. But, you know, they were teaching those kind of classes at Davis, you know.
Right.
And a lot of people were getting into that, and, you know, that kind of field. Yeah, that would be really cool to make my own.
It was cool.
Whiskey or like, you know, my own kind of IPA.
It was definitely a fun trip. So Dan, what did you ask me about? What you were about to jump in? What did you ask?
I mean, are you happy with DeWine or unhappy?
I don't know if I'm in the majority, but I feel like he's been competent with what we need to be doing here in Ohio of containing what it is. I'm also not a small business owner. So from my mindset, like, it hasn't affected me from that mindset where people that don't like what he's doing, that hasn't been an issue. I feel like he's trying his best to slow down what needs to happen. And I feel like, you know, I watch press conferences of, you know, the Texas governors and stuff, and where they're like, oh, we'll happily die for. I'm like, man, I don't know. I got in-laws and people who are 65 who are trying to. I like my in-laws. I want them to survive. So, like, you know, I appreciate what they've been doing. Again, it hasn't affected me economically like it has for some people. So I'm from the standpoint of, like, I think he's doing what is the best he can in this situation as our governor of Ohio to say, hey, we're trying to stop this from being any worse than it is. And I've got some friends who are in the medical field there that even here in Columbus, where they say they are prepped for more, like, I don't think it's where it's at in New York or anything, where they're like, we're prepped for beds, we're prepped for stuff where it's, you know, where we're waiting for people. And it's kind of eerie because we haven't hit that because we've been shut down in Ohio here way before a lot of people else.
Yeah,
you know, states have. So a lot of our hospitals have been prepping for this. That's and cool. Haven't been hit by the effects of overcrowding because we've stopped there. So I'm not a fan one way or the other when it comes to politics. I think he's doing the best he can in this situation. So that's my 2 cents.
Yes. Just was curious.
Yeah.
As to your opinion. Yeah.
Although if he deems comic book stores essential, I would be even more of a fan of it.
Yeah, unfortunately,
that is actually the weird thing.
I wish they were, but they're not.
They're not.
Well, my governor said pawn shops are actually essential. Really? So I rationed with my local comic shop owner that, well, can people come in and sell comic books to you? Like, yeah, if they're actually worth something for me to resell. I'm like, well, then by definition, aren't you kind of like a pawn shop? He's like, well, sort of. Then that by that very definition, our governor has just deemed a comic book shop a essential business.
Rob, well, you're in Florida, right?
Yeah.
Well,
That explains a lot. Tiger King was partly here too.
didn't they just say WWE is
Yeah.
and I love
That it did.
Same
They
thing.
did WWE with
Essential
zero
product.
audience.
but Vince McMahon got them to say they are essential, which
I honestly don't know how wrestling is considered essential in general, but they figured out a way to somehow.
well,
And I just
if anyone's
found out-
going to do it, it's Vince.
Yep, absolutely.
Well, I just found out the other day that there's certain creators, no names, but they are used to making about $120,000 a year when they used to go to conventions and do press brief, not press. Whenever they'd show up in public, they would get paid for something, for signings, whatnot. So they went from about $120,000 a year to getting maybe $20,000 a year from whatever books have been sold and revenues. So yeah, they'd be willing to say anything at this point. Yeah, I'm essential. And the
Well, I mean,
wrestlers,
I think you're seeing that a little bit with the CGC stuff. I mean, you have CGC and CBCS, like they are dropping every day. It seems like, oh, we got a private signing with this person. We got a private signing with this person.
Yeah, that has to do in conjunction with the fact that conventions are basically
Right.
cut off for the rest of the year.
Yeah.
And obviously, these artists and writers need to make some money on the side. So it makes perfect sense for CGC and CBCS to get a little side gig on and basically facilitate some signings so they can get a little money on the side because they're not making any money right now.
Right. Stevie B in the house. What's up?
Hey, what's up, CBB? I was just
Hey,
live.
what up, Stevie?
I was
I
live
saw that
with
Donnie
Stevie B
Cates
not
bought
too long
his
ago.
full pull list.
So shout out to CBB.
Ah,
Yeah, it's interesting to see like the whole convention game because I know
Hey,
there's
what's up, Perry?
there's something popping off on next weekend actually where there's a convention they're doing
Yeah.
a digital
Mainframe.
Mainframe.
Comic-Con.
yes that's it
Yep.
and they've got some good stuff and I actually like how they're doing it. It seems like they're actually doing it legit and like just trying to create where if you are at I don't know Wizard World who has been trash conventions lately in Ohio at least they're like charging $60 to just Skype with Gary Busey.
I'm sure Gary Busey needs the money.
I'm sure he does. And I'm sure that's probably the safest way you can meet Gary Busey.
Yeah, you don't want to meet him in person.
Oh man, Perry Comics is in the house.
yeah, for sure, for sure.
I'm
Perry-
still mind blown by how Perry Comics has not seen any of the MCU movies and is going through all of that right now.
Oh my God, he-
We're getting through it.
America tonight.
Fuck.
Hey, I saw most of the movies in
I saw
theaters.
Thanks. So we'll see if he can. We'll see if he will explain himself.
Yeah,
I mean, I saw
Harry-
he did do a brief video on Instagram or Twitter or YouTube where he said basically like how things were in the way and everything going on. But man,
Sure, life happens.
right? I get
Gary,
it.
get your ass in here and explain why you haven't seen
I mean,
a
I'm
Marvel.
a diehard DC guy, and I've still seen the Marvel Universe movies.
Dude, he's never seen Die Hard.
What?
Oh
He
God,
doesn't watch movies.
the
That's
best Christmas movie ever.
So he literally
Well,
just
we
goes to
all
watch
know
Pop Culture. Sorry,
But
this
that's
turned
kind of his
into-
deal. He doesn't watch movies. It's adorable. It's fun.
We're literally just back into it now. Sorry, Harry.
Blah 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 blah. Come on, Perry.
6 copies.
What's going on, Perry?
Way to go, Book Hermit.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty
Copies of
excited for the,
1991's and
mainframe,
Not Just One.
what's that convention coming up next week? The Mainframe Comics?
Mainframe Comic Con.
I'm actually pretty excited.
Kevin Smith.
There's a lot of good artists and writers and celebrities on there.
Yeah, I've been just recently following him on YouTube and watching a lot of his live streams. You're talking about the dude from Clerks, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Did an unboxing the other day with a bunch of toys, and they were
An entire series called Comic Book Men that ran for at least a season. Didn't it go like 3?
I think so.
What show?
It was called Comic Book Men. It came
Yeah,
on in
Comic book. It was on, what was it on? Was it
On
on
AMC?
AMC,
Yeah,
right?
Man, that went like 7 seasons.
Did it?
And I only say that because my wife and I just binge watched them all. We went to a local con in Akron where Ming Chang and
Jay and Silent Bob Secret Stuff.
Brian and one of the other ones
Ming.
on there. And they were super cool. And Jay from Jay and Silent Bob was there too. Jason Mewes was there.
Oh, nice.
So it was a really cool, but no, Comic Book Man. I'm a fact check myself right now, but I want to say it was 7 seasons.
I watched like 2 episodes and I went, why would I do this when I can just go to a comic book shop? I'm not buying anything.
Because it was reality TV that my wife joined in on, and if I can find anything that we can watch comic book related content, and she's in, and it actually was 7 seasons, so I feel very impressed.
Bam.
Bam.
Hey, you guys want to see me do a quick, really cool unboxing?
Yeah, sweet.
Oh yeah.
All right.
Like,
it.
right now.
Dan being the last one to chime in, going, yeah, okay. Why not?
No, we don't want to see it.
down.
Rob, you have to say yes now.
I'm up.
Rob,
Yeah,
no,
man.
I don't want to see it. We don't want to see it.
No, I'm shutting the camera off now.
The other
Yeah, man.
the other 3 said yes, but I'm out.
I'm not that guy, Rob.
Done.
No, we all love you, Dan.
Man, damn, did you just crack open another? What are you on?
Oh,
Yeah, you've been going ham, brother.
I mean, I just looked in. I know I chimed in at like an hour, and we're at 2:18.
I'm on my number. I'm on
Whenever
number 2.
he's on, he's okay.
But these are pretty strong. These are like 9.75% alcohol. So
This is strong as shit.
I was going
What are
weak
you drinking
until I
right
felt bad for Mark Spector here, and I started cracking into this. So
What are you drinking, Kurt?
yeah. For me, it's Drake's Denivenizer. There it is. Yeah, I don't know if you guys Drake. They have Drake's up here, so it's really good beer.
All right.
before
I'm
we
a
get
sucker,
started,
I'm a sucker for IPAs. So
heard that?
oh,
Heard
what you got?
I'm right there with you.
Nice. I have a AOK from Man Cave Comics that I could open.
What the?
We have an all-star crew here that I did not expect. I mean, this is Dan Piercy, y'all. I just logged in, and all of a sudden I got Bearded Comic Bro, Comics on the Mind, Mark Spector Comics. Hey, I'm gonna go get some scotch, and Rob.
Maybe bust out the whiskey, brother.
You're not gonna out Rob Worst. So, hey. How did I get this panel? How did I get this panel going on? And Bearded Comic Bro, Columbus, Ohio, man.
Man,
Do something.
once this is all done, let's make something happen in person for sure.
Yeah.
I feel
Be the party
it's
mask.
like privileged that you are throwing me in this all-star panel. I have like 7 videos on YouTube because I'm fresh in the game.
That's all good.
It's okay. It doesn't matter. I'm going to
It
tell
don't
you
matter
the
if you
real
have 7
truth.
videos or 700 videos. It don't matter, Russ.
Yeah, none of us really know what we're doing. We're all figuring this out video by video at a time. We learn something new all the time. None of us know completely what we're doing. Just keep doing it.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's why I said to Dan when it was just us two
Absolutely.
talking. I was like, man, if we are just putting content out where we're talking about comics in the universe, the world's a better place. So
Yeah, dude, go back to some of my first like videos and listen to my audio. Like my audio was shit. Like I have a there's a camera, there's a mic on my camera, and so for the longest time when I started using this mic that I'm using now, like it was picking up the frequency from this mic over here because I didn't turn it off. I didn't know how to. And so for the longest, it just sounded like I had an echo the whole time, and it fucking sucked. You know, that was embarrassed, all that shit. You know.
luckily, when I shoot my videos, at least I have the equipment that I can do what I do.
Mhm.
I'll watch a video I do and I'll replay it like I'm watching like Saturday morning game film from Friday Night Lights here, or I'm like, holy cow, you said stuff like that, like you're trash, like what are you doing? Like I'll nitpick. I'm so bad. I'm the worst. I'll just watch. I'm like, you said honestly 18 times in a 30-minute video.
So I got this really cool whiskey right here I want to share with you guys.
Yeah, let's see that whiskey. Let's see that comics. Ooh,
So this is whiskey straight
what's
right.
that age?
As you can see here, it's 10 years age,
Ooh,
and it's from Vermont.
Nice.
yes.
So
Whiskey Pig is so freaking good.
Vermont bourbon. Sorry, I can't say bourbon. Vermont whiskey. And I have live for you guys the first time I'm unboxing a CGC book.
Do it.
So I rarely do this on anyone's channel. So thanks, Dan.
Fuck yes, thank you.
Man, I'm just impressed that you can wait that long. Like
I had to give it the 14-day quarantine.
you literally waited 14 days?
It's been over 14 days. I'm just gonna be
Man.
honest with you guys.
Oh, keep it real. Keep it real.
I
I
keep
can't
it
wait
real.
that long. I still realize.
I don't hold back from anybody. I keep it real. What else am I going to do? I have, no content to put out there right now. So
I
Well,
respect.
you got
I literally
too.
I'll get my packages and I'll just wipe it down with like a disinfectant wipe and think that it works just because I'm so anxious to open up my
yeah,
package.
you got to understand from my standpoint, when you work in the medical field, you get very anal about,
Oh, I respect
that bullshit. So,
That's why I can't even say shit, dude, because I understand.
Right.
and I appreciate all you do for us.
Normally, I would unbox this live on my channel, but it's Saturday night, so who cares?
Fuck it.
And this guy put this in this really nice Winterest wrapping.
Christmas penguins.
That is hilarious. You got a Christmas present.
You got Christmas penguins.
I'll give you guys a hint. If you guys can guess what this book is, I'll A-OK you guys with whatever, I'll A-OK you guys something really nice.
You're gonna have to give us a hint.
So it's Silver Age.
Uh-huh.
It's a superhero. It has some Marvel cinematic tech. It's going to be in an upcoming film, and it's a really cool character. If you guys guess what this is in a live chat, I'll give you something nice in an A-OK.
Strange Tales 169.
Fuck you, Rob.
Am I right? Am I right?
You are right.
Sounds like
Oh my
it.
god.
That's fucked up, man.
Of course.
I liked how you were like, it's a
Oh my
Marvel
God.
thing. I'm like, I'm out. I don't know.
Wow. I honestly don't know how you got that right, but
Comics of art.
you did.
I'm a comic book whisperer.
It is Strange Tales 169.
Is that first voodoo? Dr. Voodoo?
It's one of my favorite characters.
Yes. Oh my god.
Shit.
I loved him in Savage Avengers, dude.
Yep.
And Strange Academy.
Man, I've just been reading Savage Avengers lately too, and I love that series.
I'm honestly amazed Rob could get that right off the bat. That's absolutely amazing.
Rob,
That's so cool. Oh, right.
There were a couple answers I could have gone with.
A really nice deal on eBay before the whole hype. I don't know if you guys heard that this week a 9.8 sold for over $4,000.
No way.
What?
Yep.
Jeez.
A 9.8 sold for over $4,000, and there's 11 in the CGC census on a 9.8.
Wow.
There hasn't been any listed in months.
I was able to pick this up at a really nice deal
That's
before
fucking
that. So it's been sitting downstairs in the basement for a couple of weeks, waiting to unbox. So congrats, Rob. Message me on IG, and I will send you something nice.
Oh, cool.
You know,
I didn't even expect her-
Mark Spector Comics. I'm still astonished by the fact he was able to guess that right off the bat. That's awesome. So I was happy to
That's
pick
what
this
it
up.
Nova One.
I absolutely love this character, and I can't wait for this character to show up in the MCU.
That's gonna be awesome, dude.
This isn't. I absolutely love this character. This character is so cool, and there's so much going for this character.
It's a great book.
Absolutely. I've been slowly picking up a lot of the Strange Tales keys. And if you guys have a chance, watch my most recent top 25 Marvel books, and I have a lot of Strange Tales characters on there.
Yeah, I don't have too many. I have like the cameo of what's his name? Not Eternity, but
There you go.
yeah. Oh, nice.
Strange
Yeah.
Tales. I do not have a 169. I
That's
have the entirety of
That
all of
is a great
Strange
book right there.
ends at 168.
Oh,
I do have the I think it's 156 or 157, the first appearance and the full appearance of the Living Tribunal.
oh, yeah, I have this cameo. I don't have.
I
don't
love
have,
that.
first-
And that's a strength. Those are Strankos covers.
I know.
Duranko. Woo! Man, I have no.
Yeah, Stranko is one of my favorite artists.
Man,
Bill Sienkiewicz is one of mine.
that con I was just talking about where the comic book Stranko was one of the artists that was there, which was really weird because it was a whole. I mean, it's in Akron, which if you're from Ohio, you know there's no good comic cons there, but he was there, and man, Stranko was a little weird. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, if you've ever met Stranko, he's out there.
Man,
Out there, and he will talk nonstop.
he's one of those guys. Like, man, if you take my picture, you're gonna steal my soul. Kind of like that's
Worth the money. I get it.
I got the Detective Comics 3000, the cover that Stranko did, so I could have him sign it. And then I was like, "Oh, can you do it with this color?" He's like, "No, you're gonna want it with this color better of a Sharpie." I was like, "Okay, I mean, you know what you're doing, I guess. I've been in this for like 2 years, but you do you." But, and then he talked for like 30 minutes, and people were waiting, which was great.
I'm just looking at this book for the first time because I bought this on eBay. So like you know how you buy it on eBay, you can't see everything that's on there. And I'm looking at it closely. Here at the top, it has a really cool date stamp.
Yeah.
I love date stamps. I think they're very nostalgic when you get books this old.
You
So I think that's an added touch to the book.
Oh yeah.
Whenever you can get a date stamp for a book that came out in 1973, that's really cool.
Oh,
Like I said, Rob,
look at that book that Kirk just popped up.
Oh, yeah, hold on.
put up, Kurt.
It's like one of the random Submariner books that I have.
oh, there you go.
I love like the Hulk and Submariner team up. I'm a huge like Tales to Astonish fan.
Yeah, I love Tales to Astonish. It's really cool. And after all this, Rob, don't forget to message me on IG, and I'll send you something cool.
Oh, okay. Thank you. I'm trying to find something with a date stamp. I thought I had something with a date stamp out.
I love date stamps. I think it's very nostalgic to get date stamps on books that are like over 40 years old.
Also, can we
there
talk about how dope
there it is.
Rob's setup is? And I'm just like chilling in my bed.
That's the first appearance of the Living Tribunal.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's like a cameo, right?
Yep.
I only have like a handful that I've come across. They're pretty good read.
Yeah, Strange Tales is one of my favorite series from back in the day.
And if you
Yeah,
get them
I'm-
in low grade, they're not expensive.
No, absolutely
Yeah.
not.
I just want low grade anyway. I don't care about
Yeah.
like, grade.
Low grade's better than no grade.
From books back in the Bronze Age, that's a very affordable series.
Oh, the hell with it.
Oh, there you go. Oh, there you go. That's the first. Is that the first Black Widow solo?
Yeah, it's like issue number 2. I need issue number 1. But
Nice.
yeah, I love the Inhumans. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
What'd you think of that 3-episode series that they tried to do?
I didn't watch it. I heard. I mean, I've heard like a small handful of people in the community say that it was decent, but for most part, I heard it was like not that good. Oh my gosh, yes.
Whoa.
I didn't watch it. I didn't know it lasted like 6 episodes, so I was just razzing.
Holy shit! What issue is that?
Ooh.
107.
Is that 107?
Before, yeah, 3 issues before the first Doctor Strange.
Yeah, those are harder to come by.
Oh, look at that Human Torch and Submariner.
Yeah.
God, having that fire.
Holy shit!
Kind of an obscure issue.
Yeah, dude, that is awesome.
Yeah, it's cool.
Totally agree.
And that's a 6.5. Wow, that's nice.
Love it.
Ooh.
And next.
Oh man. Oh.
Oh, I'm just dropping that first
There's-
Batgirl appearance. What?
There's no date stamp, but there is the stamp of Doug.
Doug, the favorite Doug.
It is in shit tier condition, as you can
Wow.
see, but at least I have it.
That's right.
Holy crap.
I
Uh,
I'm glad to have
I
right
picked up
now.
the second appearance of Batgirl, and I was pretty jazzed about that.
It's dude.
Oh my God.
Yeah, first Dead Man. That's another great book.
I want that book too. But that's an expensive book now.
I got this one for about 110, maybe 105 or so, about
Wow, that's a really
How
good.
many years ago?
maybe in August or July last year.
Oh yeah.
Ooh.
Is
Man.
it-
Oh my God.
Ever since he's zoomed in on Rob's, I'm looking at Rob's collection here. He's got that first appearance of Poison Ivy right there up in the top corner. He's got the first Harley Quinn.
You got that Hulk
Man, he's got the
102.
logo right there in the back.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah. He's got the first Hawkeye.
Man, Rob, I just want to sit in your man cave or whatever you call it and just stare at your books.
Damn.
Yeah,
Ah,
that's good.
Ooh, you got that Detective Comics with Jock that Jock did? Ooh.
Oh,
Good book.
these first turned into the actual Harry Beast. Oh my gosh. Oh, first Wednesday. That's an expensive modern day book. I want that
Ooh,
book.
Venom number 3.
Yes, first Noel.
The boys number. I do have the boys number 1, so I can hang with you with that, Rob. I'm good with that. So,
Yeah.
I have
Dan,
On the other side of the room.
Dan, can I propose a question to the group because Rob's just tour of his comic has look at that Todd McFarlane Batman. That's beautiful.
Oh damn, you got an early Hush series there.
Yep. So let me ask you guys this, if you don't mind,
Oh,
Dan.
that's the second
What?
Batman Crush.
What is one book that you guys collected or not even, what's one book that you had at some point before you were a hardcore collector that then is like you don't own, or you read it to shreds and then you're like, dang, that's going for hardcore. So for me, and that just spawned because I saw Rob's Batman, the Todd McFarlane, I can tell you the exact storyline for that entire book, where the 3 separate stories there that they wrote with that one, where I'm like, I know I read it all the time as a kid, and it's destroyed somewhere in one of my boxes. So what is a comic that you guys know you had at one point that was, I know I had the first appearance of Harley Quinn in the Batman and Adventures, and I know it's
I
now.
I was a kid, so I wasn't even
rolling out like it's a heartbreak question because I know.
Yeah.
First Batman, yeah.
What's a book that you guys know you had as a young person?
I had this since I was a kid because I got it the day that it didn't necessarily come out, but I had to go to a CVS in order to get it. It's not in 9.8. It's probably a more like a 7 or a 7.5 because it looks like somebody took a mist bottle over it and it has some mist things on it. But it's newsprint and
Man,
the whole series.
that's literally the only one I don't have right now in my current run of the whole series, because Batman the Animated Series was my childhood.
Same right here.
I grew up on that too. Yeah.
I'd probably say I've only started collecting comics within the last 5 years. So probably
Same here.
yeah, the one book that I've sold since I've gotten that I don't regret selling it, but I sold it when I did, was ASM 300.
Yeah.
And
I had one of those stolen.
I had
Which one?
I had a
ASM
9.8 copy of ASM 300 that I sold.
No, see, that's the next one I'm coming for. $2.99 and $300. Because I have all the symbiote suit, but I need that first Venom.
Yeah, I have $2.99, and I had 300 and a 9.8 that I sold. But that was my first big purchase, was when I bought that 9.8, and then I sold it shortly after the movie came out.
Yeah, this was my first key issue book right here. The Secret Wars #8 was my first big. That whole Triforce of books was my first key issue books that I picked up.
But I don't necessarily regret selling it because I know I can get another one if I really wanted to.
Well, I mean, this is the kind of hobby that you kind of have to invest in anyway, whether you're selling books or buying books to trade to other people to get other books. I'm a big trader. I love to trade books. If you want to hand me some books, it's awesome. But let's also trade some books.
Yep.
That's why I'm trying to get on Rob's level and get my CLZ shit taken care of, so I can be able to trade more with people in the community, because it's easier for people to to see what you got.
Yeah.
Wait, so you can share what you have on the CLZ?
4 in the morning.
Is that what you're saying, Kurt? You can share what your list is on CLZ?
Yeah, I mean, whether it's your snap, you're just taking a screenshot of it, or I think you can, other people have correct me if I'm wrong, Rob, if other people have the app, you can share what you have as well, right?
I have not done it yet, but I'd imagine that if you're paying for the service, I don't see why not. You can upload it up to the cloud, so I guess you just give somebody access.
That's what I was, because I do that, and man, I was a good collector, so I still am very small in my collection. I'm at 2,000, and I'm like, oh, that's a lot, but it's not.
Yeah, I started off small too, but now I have 9 long boxes and a short box. So,
oh wow,
it grows. I mean, ever since I started collecting modern day books, originally when I first started collecting, I was just collecting Bronze Age, and I jumped to Silver Age, and started jumping into Copper Age, a lot of the old stuff that I can get quick access to. And then my homie sold me his run of Superior Spider-Man. And the first, I was like, oh my gosh, this is great. I've been missing out on this shit. And then I started buying the the prequel stuff of that run, and then starting to find out, there's these modern day writers that are really good. Like, and then my homie he let me read he let me borrow his Marvel Unlimited ad, and I read Unworthy Thor, and I'm like, I fell in love with Jason Aaron. I started reading God of Thunder, and that did it for me. Like, I didn't even I collected some old school Thor stuff, but like I became a Thor fan because Jason Aaron writes such good lore for Thor, and he's really good at like bringing cosmic stuff, together. Cosmic side of Marvel is like awesome, depending on what you're reading.
Yeah, Jason Aaron's very good at bringing those cosmic, storylines together.
Yep.
I agree.
I'm just gonna relocate upstairs. I'll be right back.
Yeah, do you think?
Jason Aaron is incredible. His Thor run was very good. He did very well with Conan as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, his Conan was pretty good too, and he's writing it for Avengers too. His Avengers stuff is pretty decent too. He's been going a little bit too. He's been a little bit too crazy with the vampire stuff, but I mean, it's still pretty good. I just think once he gets to like a lore he likes, it's just like it goes crazy. And I think
you don't know if I like what She-Hulk is kind of on the edge whether or not she should bang Thor or Blade.
Yeah, I honestly, when they did the whole Marvel Rebirth thing with Marvel Legacy, I kind of didn't like how they recreated She-Hulk. I got used to her and I accepted her, but I'm not too big a fan of that version of She-Hulk.
Like anything, just wait for a new writer to come on board and walk back everything that happened before.
Yeah, Marvel's very known for doing like reboots.
If they had Bendis back, he would do that in like 6 issues. If they had Alan Moore, they'd do it in like 3 pages.
Oh man, I want to read Alan Moore and Swamp Thing so bad. Oh yeah, mine's on the wall right up somewhere over there.
Beautiful book.
Oh, there.
There's your Apocalypse CGV.
There's mine. Right there.
And it's signed by Rubenstein.
Hold on, I'm just gonna reach over there. I'm gonna reach through the screen and grab that, okay? Grabbing through the screen.
There we go.
Hold on.
Bring it over.
All right.
There you go.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Somebody clip that shit.
This is what happens when you have me on your show.
Hey, Rob, bring it back. Bring it back.
All right.
Nice.
Yeah, but his is signed.
Yeah, and I love. Wait, who signed it? Was it like the colors or the?
It's Joe Rubenstein. He's the inkist.
Oh, the Incus. Yeah, nice. Yeah, that's one of my favorite like X-Men runs. X Factor. That and New Mutants is one of my favorite. That's why I love like Bill Sienkiewicz. Like his artwork is phenomenal. Hold on.
I'd have to dig out my Mark Spector, or my Mark Spector Moon Knight box.
Speaking of Moon Knight.
Yeah, I love. Oh my god! Yes.
Oh, signed also.
Also signed by Rubenstein.
Oh, nice. Did he do the inking in that one as well?
Absolutely.
Sweet.
Yep, and I like how he complimented the silver Sharpie in there.
Disappearing ink.
This is one of those times where I would go with whatever the artist says.
Yep.
Okay.
It's like, can you sign this in Sharpie?
Yep.
Son, I think you're going to want this in this silver ink.
Go.
I mean, that literally is what Steranko said to me, so I said, okay.
Really? Well, what kind of cover was he signing?
Steranko?
Yeah.
Do I have it up? Let me find it. I had it up on my display wall, and I think I switched out for Kirby's first DC appearance.
I should go and rip out my signed Spider-Man #1 by Todd McFarlane. He signed it in Spider-Man's crotch.
No way.
Yes.
That's hilarious. Which one was it? The original one, the gold one? I have this. I have
Yeah.
a silver one. That's hilarious.
I
Oh,
did
what's
it
up,
looked like someone on Instagram telling me. It's like, I never thought of that.
That's hilarious.
All right, here you go. Here's the Steranko detective that he did. I'll try and get it.
Oh, nice.
But he did it in a gold, which doesn't pop very much, and I thought a silver would, because you can see it
Silver wood, definitely.
right there. But he goes, I was like, man, what do you think about a silver? And Steranko was like, listen, Batman, he is a man of the shadows. He's a man of. He's like, you want it to be inconspicuous here, man. So you don't want it to pop and just show. I was like, okay, you're Jim Steranko, so you do what you do, but you can see it doesn't pop as much as you would expect.
Steranko's known for doing very artistic signatures in very interesting, cool places.
Well,
There were a lot of open areas on that detective.
yeah.
He could have placed it and worked it in.
Well, he also has that the weird ass Q right here, and it doesn't make any sense for his name. Like, what is this Q that you have on your name tag? But that's what Steranko does. Steranko.
Yeah.
What the fuck is that?
Spectre just dropping that fire tonight.
Man, another book I need. Oh, Sienkiewicz signed that. Oh, my. Man, dude, you making me.
Yep.
That guy knows how to sign a book.
That's an awesome signature.
Let me ask you this: who's your guys' favorite signature then? That you guys not even favorite artist,
You're
but
looking at it.
who do you think has the best signature in the game?
You're looking at it.
Okay, because I would question. I would say Clayton Crane has one of the best signatures in the game.
Oh, if you want to see Clayton Crane, give me a second. I'll show you something cool.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes, let's see
see
your
what
Clayton Crane.
representation
Let's see it.
And
Cool by Clayton Crane.
Mark, if you have this as well, if you have a Mike Zeck signature.
Yes, Mike Zeck. So I did. I got a super dope Mike Zeck book somewhere.
Yeah, I don't have too many books that are signed. I have one Scotty Young book signed. All the books I have signed, I weren't there present. I just bought them signed. I have a couple of Eric Larson, Doom Patrol. When he was on Doom Patrol, I have those signed. Yeah, I have a couple random signed signatures somewhere.
Well,
But I definitely want
I at one of the cons I went to, Clayton Crane was there, and he was
nice.
dude was just literally painting a sketch cover. It was a blank variant, and I know he was kind of off on the side of the convention, which Donnie Cates was there, Ryan Segman was there, Neil Adams was there, so I don't know, maybe they're oh, we'll put you off to the side a little bit. But I asked him, I was like, hey, Clayton, can I just watch you, not trying to be a creeper, watch you paint this thing? And he's like, yeah, absolutely. I was like, I just want to stand, you don't even have to talk to me. You don't even have to acknowledge me. I just want to watch you work. And he was like, yeah, go.
Well, some artists are comfortable with. They should be comfortable with that, especially if you want people to buy some. We're like graffiti. I love graffiti art because like those writers they're used to going out there and just burning the town.
So
doing
oh well, Rob just jumped
in front
away.
of somebody.
Rob was
Nice.
asking about Michael Zach. So I got this signed by Michael Zach, John Betty, and JD Mattis. DeMattis. So
I have that covered.
I had Michael Zach. He signed one for he did a Punisher cover, and I gave that away to a buddy for just like a Christmas gift. I was like, here you go, because it was one of his favorite.
Beware of the creeper.
Woo! What you know about the creeper, Rob?
I'm just saying, if you're coming up to an artist, they're always saying, beware of a creeper. No one likes a creeper.
I got this. I bought this. I'm a huge Superior Spider-Man fan. Delgado signed this one. Edgar Delgado. So I have a couple of that are signed, but I wasn't there present when they got signed.
Holy shit!
I'm hoping what happened? The cat's going crazy?
No, I just realized there's a cord here.
And those Eric Larson books that are signed are put away. How many Bitter Bro?
I just picked up a collection of the Daredevil series from Bud that Mark Waid did, where the Superior Spider-Man first appearance is in that.
Oh yeah, I have that one.
Daredevil
21.
21, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I got that one.
Which I'm not a huge Daredevil fan, but man, Mark
That
Waid
cover
is
is sick, dude. Yeah. I'm trying to
dope. Is
I wanna
Dan
work on-
alive still?
Yeah.
Hey, you just looked like you were passed out, bro.
I love his Old Man Logan. I'm trying to work on that run.
Kirk, are you willing to take the Daredevil 21 out, flip to the last page, and show the first appearance of the Superior Spider-Man?
Do it.
Because from what I remember, you wind up seeing this guy just totally black shadowed out, and he's just hanging down there as this woman says, "Oh, that person did me wrong," and Spider-Man goes, "I'll find him and I will crush him," and she goes, "Oh, thank you." Wait, what?
Well, I was gonna say if Kurt won't do it, I'll do it because I don't. He seems like he's a bigger Superior Spider-Man fan than me. So
That's
So, yeah.
channel.
It's like, wait, what? It's like, wait, what?
Wait, Spider-Man doesn't crush people.
ooh, Mark Spector has a book in his hand. What you got? Ooh, Miles Morales. I think so. Ooh-wee. Everyone's pulling out their Miles Morales. Oh, you all suck. I hate
Yours is signed. Nice.
Mine's in a box, I think.
I didn't want to touch
Right
like Ultimate Spider-Man with a 6-foot pole, and I learned about Miles Morales. I'm like, oh my gosh! And like then I learned about the death of Spider-Man, like Peter Parker. Like, oh my, he like is a beast. Got shot and was still trying to fight off the Sinister Six. Like I need to read that. I was,
My copy is signed by Clayton Crane.
Oh, nice.
So this was a book I got signed by Clayton Crane, and look at that signature is clean.
Yeah, it's the same color.
Yeah, that's
That's a good signature.
It's one of that's what I said. Like you said, Rob, you said Michael Zach, which I absolutely agree. I think Clayton Crane has one of the best signatures as well.
Yeah, it's one of the nicest signatures in the game.
It's one of those. It's legible. You know what it is, but it just looks good. It looks crisp. So that was that
Does
one.
anybody have a Tom McFarlane signature?
So I don't have a Todd McFarlane actually. I didn't send anything in.
Well, for like
How many
$120, I think he'll sign something.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Oh no, I can't. That's why I'll never get books like by Neil Adams signed. Like where if I'm gonna be paying more than $50 for your or Jim Lee, like nah, I'm cool.
So
Those are expensive.
I'm not gonna
Oh,
lie.
nice.
I've got a handful of Neil Adams signatures, and
This is-
it's
I
cost.
mean, he's popular.
This
You're a
is
DC fan.
my,
That makes
Well,
sense.
so well, two things. So I got the first time we saw him, got one of his Batman 50 variant covers from the wedding that didn't happen. I was like, I'm gonna do that because it was just gorgeous. The second time we saw him at a convention, he had this Wonder Woman print that he signed that my wife was like, we should buy that, and I was like, okay, I'm in. But so and then the third one, I'm going through. I have a book in my wall here. I'll pull it out here of Batman 50. It's the A cover from the wedding, and I'm getting everyone that had anything to do with that to sign it because it's dope.
This is my other original sketch Bloodshot cover by Clayton.
Ooh, yes, let's go.
And if Dan wants put me on the top screen, I'll show you up close. And what you can see, whenever you get original sketches done by Clayton Crane, he actually puts his thumbprint on there.
No way.
Yeah,
That is
that-
sick, dude.
That's
Now
hard.
you can open his safe in the future.
Yep. So
You like scan my thumb. No, it's me.
So, Kurt, to show you what I was talking about, this was the Batman 50 Neil
Oh
Adams.
yeah.
There at the bottom, I got David Finch right there. Mitch
I love
Gerard is
David
there. Greg Capullo is there. And I was super
Nice.
fun because I was going to have Tom King sign it here last week at the con, but
Here's what you do. When you get Tom King to sign it, find a little piece of white area
right.
and ask him to draw Batman.
Yes, that's hilarious. Like, and I will say this, and again, I know some people don't like Tom King, but man, the Tom King, the Batman Elmer
I
Fudd
think-
book was so freaking good.
Yeah. I think they people just have like a bad taste left in their mouth from the
Well-
last Tom King run.
I
And that's just that's your opinion.
They were breaking the Batman and his entire family, not
That's-
just him.
That's what I agree. I feel like what Tom King does really well is he takes characters in a way that most readers haven't read them before. Like people loved his run on Vision. People loved his run
Oh,
on
yeah.
Miracle.
I agree.
Strange Adventures, right? Who knows Adam Strange? No one does. But when he was trying to do stuff that he was doing with those characters with Batman, people are like, well, that's not my Batman. And I guess as a Batman fan, I was still cool with it because I was like, man, do what you do. Like I was engaged still. So
all right, guys, I'm gonna head out. The little guy just woke up, so I'm gonna go to bed.
oh, are you talking about your kid or Dan?
Yeah, my little guy.
I was just going to ask Dan. Dan, we're coming up to the 3-hour mark, and it looks like you're tired. And I don't know about everybody else, but it's almost 1 a.m. here, Miami time. I
Yep,
don't know about
same.
anybody else.
Yeah, same here.
Same here.
It's almost 10 o'clock for me, but I'm about to start
Yeah.
settling. Yeah.
Trash.
I'm gonna head out. The little guy just woke up, so I gotta go put him back to bed.
All right, brother.
Well, I
Take
am-
care.
Do what you do, brother.
Be
See you
safe.
with your fam. Do what you gotta do.
Hit me up on Instagram, all right?
Same
What's
here.
your Instagram handle?
Remember,
Um,
Kurt, what's your Insta?
I'll send you something nice. And Kirk will work up on a trade on that book, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, guys. I'll have a good night. Thanks for having me on.
Yep.
Yeah, peace out.
Appreciate it.
You're a good man and a scholar, sir.
All right. Stay safe out there, guys. Have a good night.
Kurt,
Yeah,
are you
peace
just on YouTube or are you